You know, for ages, we've thought of tarot and astrology as these two totally separate things, right? One uses cards, the other uses the stars. But what if they're not separate at all? What if they're actually two sides of the same cosmic coin, linked by this incredible hidden code? Well, today, we're unlocking that secret connection.
I want you to think about it like this. What if every single card in a tarot deck, from the powerful Emperor to the humble Two of Wands, has its own, cosmic GPS coordinate, a precise address in the stars that it calls home? That's the mystery we are diving into.
And look, this isn't some fuzzy, it kind of feels like this idea. It is super specific. Take the Two of Wands, for instance. Its cosmic address is Mars and Aries, plain and simple. This connection isn't random. It's part of a really elegant framework. So the big question is, who came up with this and how in the world does it work? To crack this code, we have to do a little time traveling, because these connections weren't just made up recently, they were meticulously designed by a single, very influential, and very secret group. So get this, the architects behind this whole system were a secret society from the late 1800s called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. These were serious occult scholars who were obsessed with everything from ancient astrology to Kabbalah, and their whole goal was to weave all these different wisdoms into one unified system. And their ideas didn't stay secret for long. In fact, two of the most famous tarot decks in the entire world were created by members of this very group. You've got the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which came out in 1910, and then decades later, the Thoth deck from Aleister Crowley and Lady Frieda Harris. And here is the kicker. Both of these decks are built on the exact same secret astrological system. Now, the Thoth deck is a little more obvious about it. It often has the symbols printed right on the cards. But the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the one you've probably seen a million times, has that same cosmic DNA hidden just beneath the surface of its iconic images. All right, so how does this whole thing actually work? Let's start with the big picture, the 22 major arcana cards. These connections are the most direct, and you'll see how they just click. Okay, for example, take the Emperor. He's a figure of authority, structure, leadership, right? Well, he corresponds directly to Aries, the very first sign of the zodiac, known for its take-charge attitude and fiery ambition. The vibe is a perfect match. And the pattern just keeps going. The Hierophant, a card that represents tradition and earthy wisdom, is a perfect match for Taurus, that stable, grounded earth sign that's all about security and sticking to what works.
Then you have the Lover's card. It's about union, communication, and duality. And what sign does that sound like? Gemini, of course, the sign of the twins. You can really start to feel the logic behind these pairings, can't you?
But wait, it doesn't even stop with the signs. Other major arcana cards are linked directly to the planets. The Magician, with all his tools for communication and making things happen, is ruled by Mercury, the planet of intellect and expression. It just adds this whole other amazing layer to the map. Okay, so that's the major arcana. Pretty straightforward. But what about the rest of the cards, the minor arcana? Well, this is where the system gets really clever. The 40 numbered cards, the 2s through the 10s, follow this beautiful, precise, almost mathematical logic. The secret starts with one big idea in astrology, the 3 qualities. First, you have the cardinal signs. These are the initiators, like Aries and Cancer. They get the numbers 2, 3, and 4. Then come the fixed signs, the stabilizers, like Taurus and Leo. They correspond to 5, 6, and 7. And finally, the mutable signs, the adapters, like Gemini and Virgo. They get the last set, 8, 9, and 10. So let's put it all together. We know Aries is a cardinal sign, which gives it the numbers 2, 3, and 4. And since Aries is a fire sign, and the suit of wands represents fire, boom, Aries has to correspond to the 2, 3, and 4 of wands. We've already narrowed it down from 78 cards to just 3, but how do we get the exact cosmic address? Okay, this is it. This is the final piece of the puzzle. The one concept that locks the entire system into place and gives every single numbered card its unique celestial identity.
The key is an old astrological idea called a decan. It's simple, really. You just take each of the 12 zodiac signs and divide it into 3 10-degree sections. So each sign gets 3 decans, and each one lasts for about 10 days of the year.
And if you do the quick math, 12 signs times 3 decans each, you get a total of 36 decans. Now, how many numbered minor arcana cards are there, from the 2s to the 10s? That's right, 36. This is no coincidence. This is the blueprint for the entire system. And here's the final step. Each one of those 36 decans is ruled by one of the 7 classical planets, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and so on. They follow this very specific ancient sequence, and it's this planetary ruler that gives each card its final, unique flavor.
So let's go back to our Aries example one last time. We knew it was linked to the 2, 3, and 4 of Wands. Now we can find each card's full address. The first decan of Aries is ruled by Mars, giving us Mars in Aries for the 2 of Wands. The second is ruled by the Sun, so the 3 of Wands is Sun in Aries. And the third is ruled by Venus, making the 4 of Wands Venus in Aries. It's a perfect one-to-one mapping.
So what we have here isn't just a bunch of random associations someone made up. It's a complete, interlocking system. A beautiful and complex machine that maps the entire 360-degree journey of the Sun through the zodiac and the entire calendar year right onto the cards of the tarot.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. Is this elegant clockwork system a literal map of cosmic forces influencing our lives? Or is it a profound psychological mirror, a symbolic language created to help us find order and meaning in the beautiful chaos of just being human? Maybe the real answer is that it's a little bit of both.